Ground. My name is Todd Grundle, and today we are here to talk about American Horror Story, Freak Show. Yeah? Is that right? Freak Show? Yeah.
Yes.
Is this a proper newscaster eyebrow, or do I just look like an idiot?
It's close enough.
It's both.
All right. Let's get into the panel. We will start with everybody's favorite hater, Isaiah Mullins.
Hello, everyone. I know,
That was
right?
weak. That was weak. That was a
I
weak
know.
intro.
I'm
Where's
the
the set
hater.
of
I
my
have to do
glasses?
that. I have to pretty much go out like, hey, everyone, instead of going like, yeah, I know, I'm the black guy you love to hate, but you know you love to watch me. I know. Like a stalker.
Mm.
And on that note, Emmy, I had a joke that I failed. I was going to say something about people watching you in the shower, and then you said stalker, and stalker rhymes with shower, and, you know, it fucked my whole train up. Emmy, how are you?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
I'd be a lot better if my rainbow wheel on this Macintosh would stop spinning and, you know, things would work out a little better technologically.
Well, it looks like you're just gonna have to move that paperweight and get a decent computer.
Stop it. Stop it. Stop. Oh, let me unwhitebox you. Hold on. You had a man's voice.
You have no idea how much I wanted to get a Post-it and just write paperweight on it and then affix it to the front of your computer when I was up there. I may have to do that next time.
No. You see, you forgot because you made the joke like my father, and when I asked you to remind me, and you reminded me right after I said remind me, we forgot to put on the cameraman. But it's on now. Nancy.
I've been doing that since I was little, so it's not new. It's Isaiah's fault.
All right, now that little glitch is worked out, let us get into this episode. I still have no lower third, by the way. Google, get your shit together. Come on. Please. 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 Yes, I can see your lower third, Emmy.
And I see Isaiah's. It's like all messed up, but it's there.
They're showing each other their lower thirds. All right, enough of the nonsense, because this was not a nonsensy episode. Isaiah, of course, says, meh, 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 meh. But this was a pretty gosh darn touching episode, if I don't say so myself.
If I do say so myself as well. No, it was really good. Isaiah's
I was gonna.
But
what'd you say?
Isaiah's gonna disagree, but he's just gonna have to get over himself. And I need.
Well, he's frozen. He's frozen, so
What?
he can't do shit.
What? Oh, what? Okay, now you're talking smack now? Okay, I have to come back in the room now. All right then, Miss Emmy, and what's your face? You know what? Matter of fact, give me 2 seconds.
One.
You better be putting on those Cenobite glasses. I hope that's what.
That's what I'm about to do now. You have to make me bring it out now. You know what? I gotta be super cool when I drop some knowledge. Okay. So, anyways,
Drop
folks.
those E-bombs.
Okay.
You know what? Take them sunglasses back to the dollar store that you stole them from.
Actually, the same for a dollar. It's actually cost me $200 to get because it's a prescription. Thank you very much. Anyways, folks, let me drop some knowledge up in here.
That just makes you a nerd.
Exactly. Anyways, folks, here it is. Now, from the beginning start, it was slow pacing, which is true, because I had to pretty much catch up watching this episode. However,
Supposed to be slow. Continue.
thank you. Anyways, when you start seeing some really powerful acting from Penny and from Jessica Lange's character, I really felt really sad. I really genuinely felt sad for those characters. Finally. However, when we got more of a stupid crap, which is just filler, due to that stupid fake psychic, whatever her name is, I don't care, and some other people.
Oh, I do have issues with her, but I'm gonna just go point by point, because normally you'll say a bunch of points, and then we'll forget
okay, here's the overall
points.
Here's the overall
Well, no,
thought,
that's what I'm saying. When you do the overall thing, we end up forgetting everything you said in the beginning and only answering the last thing. So I want to answer point by point. Filler-wise, I have to fully disagree. Yeah, Emma Roberts is horrible. We'll get into that later
Yeah, she
again.
is.
But
She's really
she's
horrible.
terrible. Shannon Doherty in Mallrats terrible. But I can't agree with the filler because it was mostly a Pepper episode, and
Yeah.
what little was there, it was very little. And this was all written by James Wong. He knows what he's doing.
No, because
You can't be wrong when you're Wong. No. Continue, Isaiah. Continue. You had more words. Emmy, feel free to interrupt him as well as much as I am.
Oh, I shall.
Continue. Cenobite Isaiah.
But I know this is a Penny episode, which is a good thing because I like seeing more
Pepper.
story on Pepper. Who cares? Penny, Pepper. Look, in the end, it's still, thank you. It's still gonna have a penis. Anyways, folks, it was still again like Patty say, Pepper. It was a Pepper episode, which was great. I love Pepper. I love the supporting characters, not the main characters. They're really boring. And we see more about her storyline and her backstory. It's like it gets more emotional, pretty much more episode that you want to keep seeing more of from this season, instead of just seeing the other. When I say filler, I don't mean this whole episode. I mean like snippets of it is just filler. Like again, the Emmy, whatever her name is, I can't remember her fucking name. I don't really care.
Emma Roberts.
Thank you. And Angela Bassett's character, and like I don't care. Can we?
Angela Bassett's character is being a little bit bitchy, a little bit bitchier than I expected that character to be, personally.
Right. Because this messes up the flow. Like, stop being dicks. Can we just cut out all this other crap and just give me more Pepper?
No, you won't get any more Pepper because I'm pretty sure that's the end of it. And real quick, let's save it for the end of this show. But guys, the end of that episode fucking blew my mind. What happened in the library? That says so much about what happens in this show. And that's all I want to say is everything that happened. I thought it was an emotionally powerful episode. I thought yada yada, words. But the moment they showed that magazine, I'll just say that, holy shit. That blew my mind. It took away all the great story and everything, and I just focused on that one thing. Like wow.
Well.
Like wow.
Like oh my gosh.
Like oh my god, did they really do that? But okay, let's get back into it. Isaiah, did you have more? Emmy, you got some stuff, right?
Yes.
I'll let Emmy go first. Emmy, you go ahead.
Well, you can't let her go first. You already went first.
Exactly. All right.
Back to hell with you.
So I've been waiting for weeks now because probably second or third-ish episode, Todd, you said something about you had read a spoiler that said somehow this season was going to be tied in some way, shape, or form to all the other seasons. So I've been waiting for it. I mean, we waited forever for the Nirvana song, which kind of, it wasn't horrible, but it was a disappointment. It wasn't what
I haven't listened to it again. Listen, I'm listening.
No,
this is what I'm going to tell you. Instead of listening to Evan Peters singing Kurt Cobain, I find myself listening to a 70-year-old woman, Jessica Lange, using a German accent and singing a David Bowie song from the 70s before my time. Yeah. So that says something to me.
Yeah. So we finally got that with this episode. And I always wondered, well, I understand that it's 10 years apart between the time of Freak Show and the time of Asylum. But in that 10 years, what the hell happened to Pepper? Well, now we found out. Her sister aged. Her sister somehow finally got pregnant. The baby was apparently messed up. We never found out what was wrong with it.
I think it was Pepper's baby. I think that they didn't put that in, but I think the guy fucked Pepper and gave her a baby. Because they were making those comments about her walking around naked when clearly she wasn't. Like, everything they were saying was a lie. So I think it was also implied that he was the one who fucked her and she actually birthed the baby.
And maybe that's why the older sister was okay with doing away with it? I hadn't thought about that, but that's possible.
Yeah, but then again, you know what debunks that is when he's saying to her, "Just say that you've never bonded with the baby. Say you've never bonded." That kind of implies it was her own, but that she didn't bond with it.
And she turned into an alcoholic because her baby was deformed, and she just couldn't stand that she had a fucked up.
Oh no, she was an alcoholic already.
Oh, I missed that then. But so she decides that this kid's screwing up my life, my sister's screwing up my life, I need to get rid of him. So I'm unsure of why why the husband cut the baby's ears off. I guess he cut the ears off.
No, he cut his baby's throat.
No, the older sister of Pepper says to the nun when she's in there signing Pepper up for the asylum, she says, and Pepper cut his ears off. She said that in there.
I must have missed that part. I gotta watch it again.
The throat cutting was Salt towards the beginning. But then, so they take her and they put her away in this asylum, and then the nun saw the good in her, so she took her to the library.
Quote unquote.
Well, yeah. So she took her to the library, and then she saw the magazine. But the date on the magazine was 10 years back during
Oh, I didn't notice that. Good call. See, because the headline said, we're gonna just say it now anyway. It said still ruling Friday night or some shit like that. Elsa Mars still ruling Friday nights, and
but
that made me think, she had a long-lasting career. But you saw the date, huh?
I believe it said 52, and isn't Freak Show 52 and Asylum is 62?
Yeah.
Because when they went and showed the whole thing where she was actually being put in the asylum, they updated you with what date it now was. So it seems
Go ahead.
It seems to me like maybe not long after Pepper was gone, maybe we're going to find out that Elsa's like, screw this shit, I'm sick of all of my freaks dying, I'm just going to leave, I can't stand this anymore. So she goes to Hollywood or something and actually does become a star. And that's why we then see on that magazine that she's having a career, because maybe that was towards the beginning of the year, and maybe the magazine was put out at the end of the year. I could be. I'll have to check again, but I swear the date said 52, not 62.
Yeah, all I know is that means the guy wasn't lying, and he really is some sort of... Because remember, I asked this 2 weeks ago, the week that, what's her name, Ethel died. Yeah. I asked you guys, I said, do you guys think he really has some Hollywood ties? Because he's acting, in a way that seems to be a little bit more than a con. Like, he's there for a con, but he's also trying to, like, he's being legitimate to Elsa, that he wants to make her a star, and he has the ability to do such things. And you guys all said no. I remember everybody said, no way, he's just a con artist. But it's looking like now apparently he was, or maybe somehow, here's an idea, maybe whatever happens in this season, a great tragedy befalls Jupiter, Florida, and the freaks within, and Elsa is like the lone survivor, the grand victim, and she becomes like America's first reality star, having gained popularity through people's sympathies after seeing her in a news story or some shit.
Oh yeah.
Everybody's slaughtered at a freak show, and Elsa's left standing there covered in blood, and meanwhile she killed everybody or something like that. But it just ends in a way.
I mean, I wouldn't say that though, and also I look at it as like that magazine had July 6, 1958. So it was close
58.
Yeah.
So she had a career for a while. Well, it said it did say still, so it implied that she was whatever date it was, she was dominating
Right.
Friday nights for a while.
Which is kind of like a parallel unit. Well, not parallel, but it's like parallel what's going on now. Because if I think it, well, this is my speculation, but I don't want to say everything. This is hypothesis, really.
Hypothesis.
Thank you. Anyways,
That's said. I'm just reiterating.
I know. It's like you guys had a baby and everything else. Like, So it must have been a couple years after, after Elsa dropped her off to her sisters. So time must have skipped for Pepper, right?
So empty.
Yeah. So Pepper had a little time skip of her own. It was her own type of it's like a bubble, but in a good way. So we saw her character develop more and more, and so this crazy, pretty much this evil man kill a child. It's like, wait, what? And also, I should report this out too. This is how you pretty much do storytelling like this. When you kill someone or kill a child, you must have good storytelling. Pepper had good storytelling. It had good writing. So, and also it made sense. Not that other bullshit that they did when they killed a child the last time. It was just...
You're right, and I was going to point that out too, Isaiah. Quick, brief interruption to you is that unlike last season when they tried to inject politics or morals into the story, it was very transparent. Yeah, racism or gender issues. They were very... I have no problem. Listen, that is horror. You're supposed to do that in horror. It's supposed to be an allegory, but nobody ever does it right. It's very rare that somebody does it right. George Romero did it right.
Yeah.
The wonderful, amazingly handsome author Giovanni Rossano over at www.rottinghorse.com, he does it right.
He's wonderful.
But this show last season did not do it right. This episode, when what Emmy said about Mary Eunice finding this horrible pinhead who did this horrible thing and then saw the remorse in her eyes, and God gave her this glory of redemption and a lesson in redemption, and now she's a special project. That was a perfectly executed example of using the form to express an issue, because the issue was the delusion of religion. You know what I mean? And so they weren't shoving it in your face. You're supposed to show, not tell. And this season, this episode, they showed. Last time they told. But again, this whole episode was written by James Wong, and he's a rising star in the horror world. I'm pretty sure he did like The Conjuring or one of those fucking movies. I forget.
Yeah, it was actually had a good balance between evil and good. I mean, Pepper was the good parts, and however, when you saw like the sister's husband, he was the evil parts. It was actually, you didn't want to watch it, but you kept watching more and more. So it was going to happen with her own storyline, and we saw that the evil husband just had the knife. Like, oh my god, he's going to kill Pepper, and out of nowhere, he shoved her out the room, and and that's what I call really good storytelling right there. And I have to agree with Todd. That's good. That's good writing. That's good storytelling, because you don't want to see it coming, but you do see it coming. It's like a big illusion of doubt. Like, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen, and it happens. Like,
well, see, because we all had seen Asylum, we knew that Pepper wasn't going to be killed.
Right.
So we knew that he was going to do something to the baby. But anybody who watched this season and did not watch
just exactly what was the question. But you know what the problem was? The fail they missed. I was upset because we got a bit of a prequel to Asylum. We got a little bit of a crossover into Asylum. What we should have gotten was a sequel to Asylum, because Briarcliff does get closed down due to the things that happen. And Pepper eventually gets released back out into the world. So
what happened to her?
It'd be great if she goes and she fucking massacres her sister and his husband. That is what I thought. I was so hoping that's how she was looking at them when they were ripping her away, and like the mother is pretending to act like outraged, but Pepper really is outraged and she can't express it, but it's only in her eyes. That was fucking awesome. But really failed by not having her come back and get her revenge. Which revenge, whether it's the villains getting the revenge or the victims getting revenge, you have to have it in horror, I think.
Also, they missed a good opportunity. I mean, they missed a good opportunity. Like I did love the other nun. I forgot her actual name, but I love seeing her again. But I would love to see Angela. I mean, Jessica Lange's
Mary
character as the
Eunice.
nun.
Oh,
Thank
I
you,
don't
Mary
know her
Eunice.
actual name.
Oh, we'll fuck the thing. It would be great if I saw Jessica Lange's character as the nun again. It would be like a parallel images. Like, oh, that could be like she's like Pepper's envisioning Elsa as like the nun is. You know what I'm trying to say? Like a mirror image. You know, if it's played by
Right.
the same actress. So I wish they would have gone for that.
Oh, yeah.
I have an idea.
I would, by the way, sorry, I mean, just to say to Isaiah, I was actually, when I was watching it, I had the same thought. What was your idea, Emmy?
I'm kind of thinking that this opened it up because pretty much not everybody, but most everyone that I've talked to has said that Asylum was probably their favorite season. And I know it's my favorite season. I mean, this one might be gaining on it, though. This is pretty damn good. But I'm wondering if, okay, so Briarwood is what the asylum is called?
Mm-hmm.
Briarwood or Briarcliff?
It's
I think
Briarcliff.
Briarcliff.
Briarcliff, yes.
Okay, so this place is going to get shut down. We know this because of all the crap that happened there.
Mm-hmm.
So, showing what happened to what they just showed last night. So we know that Pepper has someone that she hates. How do we know that they're not going to make season 5 something where the people get out of asylum and they go on this killing spree because they had all this stuff done to them, and one of the things is that Pepper goes after her sister and brother-in-law.
That'd be interesting too, because the piggyback what you said, the asylums were closing down at that time area too, because all of them was, because they saw how pretty much the bastards, people with mental disabilities were getting and receiving, and
Yeah.
how pretty much people were using them for slavery work. Like they got them out picking the farms, and they were all moved away from society, and they all bring them back in the community. So I don't really see them actually hurting people, but I do see them struggling to trust people. It's like
I see them hurting people, the people that hurt them.
right, but
Pepper better be hurting some people, I tell you.
but that'd be a
I would think she would.
But that'd be a bad scenario, though, for me, that is. Because it will actually show that Pepper is willing to forgive the people who hurt her, then just go the same route, like barbaric route. I mean, that'd be really interesting to see if they actually made a show about that. Like, Pepper pretty much
It would be an absolutely interesting to see if this were American Drama Story. If this were the movie Precious, that type of thing would work. But this is American Horror Story, and Pepper needs to fuck them up.
The thing is, a human can only take so much before they crack. So her mom, did her mom die or her mom died. So, and her sister couldn't take care of her. That's why she was put in the home.
Mm-hmm.
So then Elsa took her. She got Ma Petite, who was quote unquote her daughter. She got Pepper, who was her husband. She got Elsa and all the other people. And then all of a sudden, Ma Petite is dead. Then all of a sudden, Pepper's dead. Then Elsa takes her to go with her sister. Salt is dead, sorry. So all of a sudden, Elsa takes Pepper to live with her sister. And once everything goes bad, because she has the diminished mental capacity, she might see it as, oh, well, I thought Elsa loved me, but she took me here, and then all this horrible stuff happened to me. So there's another person she lost, and then the baby that she was taking care of, then, you know, she essentially saw him get murdered, or she was right outside of the door when he was murdered.
Right.
And so she's got all of these people that she cared about that she lost, and then she got thrown away in this cell for a while. She's fucking pissed.
Right, but I have...
Yeah, she might go after Elsa.
No, I have to pretty much disagree with that one part, Emmy. Respectfully, that is. Because if you still had a conversation with her and...
Disrespectfully only.
Because her and Elsa had that really beautiful and really much, to me, heart-touching speech. Because I loved it a lot. It reminded me of when the last season of Coven, where you got the nun pretty much confessing her sins to the angel of death, and I love that one. I love that scene. But anyways,
Yes, that's true. But this was when Elsa was dropping Pepper off at Pepper's sister's house. Then all this horrible shit throughout the next couple of years happens to Pepper. Then her sister has the baby. Then she takes care of the baby and she bonds with the baby. And then Pepper is banging on this door while the brother-in-law murders the baby. And then she's taken and thrown into a freaking cell with a straitjacket on.
Mm-hmm.
So now she's going to be pissed at Elsa because Elsa's the one who dropped her off to live with her.
But if she was really pissed off at Elsa, she wouldn't look so like at the magazine, so with a caring feeling that she saw Elsa's face on a magazine. So it's
Are
not
you
really,
sure it was caring, or are you sure that it wasn't?
Oh yeah, she put the kiss. She put like.
right.
She did the thing where she held her hand up. Remember, Elsa said you hold your hand up and it's like me kissing your cheek. She did this because it's a memory of Elsa, but then the scene cuts. How do we know that she's not remembering Elsa? Oh, that's my Elsa. Wait, that's the fucking bitch who dropped me off with these crazy motherfuckers. Now I need to kill her ass.
No.
And then she sees the nun that looks just like Elsa. And so she's going to go after that nun thinking that it is Elsa, and really it's like Elsa's long-lost sister. They were separated at birth or some shit.
Right. But, I mean...
Well, wasn't Pepper, wasn't Pepper... Oh, fuck. What was Jessica Lange's name in Asylum?
I have no
forget.
idea. I swear to God, I don't know.
I don't.
Awful
But
show.
wasn't Pepper, like, her little butt buddy?
Yeah. Matter of fact, yeah, they were actually close.
Oh.
You know, I just had another thought that could be important, or could be meaningful. We don't actually know when Elsa dropped off Pepper at her sister. And the reason I say that is 10 years is a long time for suddenly then 10 years later they have the baby. Like after, so that means they would already have had Pepper for 10 years, cleaning, cooking. She looked like she was doing a good thing and not, not freaking out. So essentially, they had themselves a friggin' a worker monkey,
right?
Right.
And
but
they the kind of people they were, I don't think they would have hated that. And then all of a sudden, the baby comes. So who's to say Elsa didn't drop Pepper off 3 years after what we're watching in the series right now?
That's a good point.
Like that was 55 or 56.
Because she took her away right then because of Salt dying.
Yeah, but did you guys ever talk about how Salt was pretty much butchered, like early on after that?
Yeah, the guy who is out for the body parts to sell, he cut the head off and he sold the head to the museum.
Oh yeah, that pissed me off. I'm sorry, that really did piss me off too. Oh no, and like really, we just got done watching a really heartbreaking scene, and now you do this out of nowhere. I didn't really like.
That's just supposed to piss you off.
I know, but to me, I didn't really like it in a viewer way. Like I was trying to much enjoy and pretty much digest what was going on, and out of nowhere, like what? Oh come on, dude, really? I hope you die somewhere. I just hope you die, because.
He's not gonna.
Well, because I think the reason why I don't like it that much because this character himself is just he doesn't fit. To me, he doesn't really fit for the whole casting stuff. He's there and he's pretty much saying all this bullshit and no one actually is catching on. Like, hey, we should catch on. And I know what you're saying. At the time, people weren't that bright. But his character, he just pretty much goes here and here, and he just doesn't. He's like, what's that word? He's like mayhem. He's like mayhem himself. He goes around and causes a lot of shit to happen. It's just his whole character and his whole demeanor doesn't fit well with this cast and crew. But then again, that's not saying much for everybody else.
Well, he's not supposed to fit.
I think he's great, personally. I think he's a great villain. I mean, that's what he is. The freaks are our heroes, and he's the big bad of the season, really.
Yeah, but if we look at it like this, like Zachary Quinto played.
For now, he is.
Zachary Quinto played Bloodyface, and for me, he didn't really fit with all the other staff at Briarcliff. But I like that though because it showed us that he had some compassion for the people there until they find out that he's actually the real bloody face. Like, oh shit, oh shit. But you kept liking the character more and more because the acting was great. But at the same time, you want to understand why his character became this way. We have no idea why this fake doctor is doing this. Is he just motivated by money, or is he just motivated by what is he motivated by? What is he doing all this nonsense for besides money?
Money. That's it.
Kind of,
People don't need more motivation than that in this world.
but I know, but that's a weak excuse. I mean, at least Bloodyface and at least Gimp and at least a lot of people had a good excuse. Like, oh, besides good excuse, I mean, piss poor excuse, but it's still, it made a good reason why they're doing this. This is just like, it had a good reason, but at the same time, it makes you a very generic character.
Yeah.
I don't know. I will. I guess I fully disagree. I think the guy is fits perfectly. I think they couldn't have picked a better sort of villain. Somebody there to poach the freaks. You know, he's a freak poacher essentially. And I like the actor who's playing him. He was great in season 1. He was great in this season. But we're going to have to get into wild speculation soon. This episode was all Pepper.
Yes, thank God.
Yeah, it was really good. And I think we covered all of Pepper. So before we move on to the coming attractions for next week that will lead us into speculation, I mean for next when it returns, before we do that, is there anything else we want to talk about with Pepper?
I love the actress. I love the character. It's a shame that she has to go. It's a shame.
Naomi Grossman.
But I really hope that they do something else with her next season, something post-Asylum.
Or somewhat.
Fuck,
oh,
I
God.
hope they do it this season, but they're not going to.
They're not, because they're going to be like aliens. They're like, oh, let's put some aliens in here. Please don't. Please don't put no aliens.
No, that's not going to happen. This is going to be a successful season. I feel it. However, did anybody, Emmy, did you watch? I know, oh wait, maybe you didn't either, Isaiah.
I don't watch the
either. You what?
I don't watch the previews for the next week because it's going to bug me about what's going to happen.
You should have. This time it was important to watch it because, well, number one, won't be seeing you guys on Thursdays until next year.
Yeah.
They won't be back until January 17th, I think.
Yes.
So, yeah, they won't. They're back. They're not coming back. But they showed a lot. They showed scenes from the entire rest of the season, and it's all Neil Patrick Harris when we return next year. Holy shit. If you thought Twisty was great, if you thought Dandy was great, if you thought any of these characters was great, this character is coming back. Is coming, and I think he is going to be better than all of them. He just looks sick. And Nan is back. Jamie Brewer, whatever the fuck her name is. She's back. They have her playing a dummy.
A dummy? Like as in...
A literal dummy. A ventriloquist dummy.
Really?
Like
really?
Apparently, well, I won't spoil anything since you didn't see it, but...
It sounds really stupid.
So wait, when does it come back? Did you say this not till the 17th?
The 7th or the 17th, yeah.
We need to find out. Because I'm going to try and miss it.
It's gone for a while. You know what? When we get the speculations, I'll look for when one of you guys are doing it, because we'll probably need to announce that before we shut it down.
Yep.
I will say this much. I don't want to spoil too much, so I'm gonna try to be cryptic since you guys didn't see it. But again, it's not a spoiler because it's out. But I don't think we're gonna see Elsa Mars anymore. We may have very well seen. I mean, I think we're gonna see how she goes or whatever. Like we're gonna see. We're gonna get like a bookend for her. But she's going along with that freak doctor. They're gonna get away right when we come back. And whatever they were unfolding, whatever was going on with Emma Roberts, which by the way, let's not even talk about her. She sucks. That's all there is to say about her. So let's just skip her. But I think you know how she's trying to expose she's trying to expose her business partner.
We're getting
Well, I
familiar.
think he's going to take care of her because clearly, as we saw in this episode, Elsa went to Hollywood. Elsa gets famous. So obviously he took her there. I would say. So that's going to happen right away, I think. And from that point on, I think they're going to be gone from this series, and it's going to focus on Neil Patrick Harris for the rest of the show.
But that's a little bit confusing though, because you got other characters too. Like, well, you got Jimmy, but Jimmy's pretty much going downhill over there. And
well, they'll all be in it, all those characters,
but
I can't say much.
It's just a little bit confusing. I'm just saying like that. Like, that's confusing.
Well,
it's probably confusing because I'm not giving all the details, but I think they worked it out really well.
Well, y'all did notice what happened to Jimmy, right?
Yeah, he got.
Oh yeah, we didn't talk about that. What the fuck is wrong with us? Go ahead, Emmy.
Yes, please.
Tell the world.
So, Emma Roberts' character takes
Angela Bassett's
character to the museum to show her what's going on because she's like, I can't explain this. I just had to take you and show you.
Yeah.
They go, and then we see his hands there. So, and because the doctor had said, well, you know, I have an idea of how I can help you with this situation. And then we're like, well, what is it? Because then the scene changes to something else. So then when she's there, she goes to show Ma Petite and then Salt's head. And through that, while they're showing that stuff, they also show his hands.
Right. Matter of fact, I have a question about that whole scene itself. Like, why was she doing this? Why? I mean, yeah, I was just pretty much drifting in and out because her acting is terrible, but why she had a change of heart out of nowhere? Like, really? A change of heart? Really?
She's realized that they're good people, and she doesn't want to see anybody else get hurt.
That's cool.
And she loves Jimmy.
Again, it's nothing towards you whatsoever. I'm just saying that towards that character. Like, she's full of shit. Like, really? Really? You could have done this, like, I don't know, had changed her when he killed Ma Petite or pretty much anything else. Oh, no, you want to keep lying. You know, this other bullshit. You know, fuck you. I'm sorry.
I think without a doubt, hands down, she's the worst character this entire season. I think
always
she's
worse.
Isn't she
get
old?
rid of her.
Yes. She was
I
awesome
liked
in Coven.
her last season. I did. She was actually one of the only things I liked in Coven, only because it wasn't her that I liked, actually. And it took a while to realize how horrible she was. I thought the character was very compelling. A Hollywood starlet, Paris Hilton type, who's actually a witch. You know, it sounds really lame when I describe it that way, but in the context of the show, you know, a witch, you know, with you know, done some bad deeds. It's darker. You know, the way you describe it sounds like Clarissa the Teenage Witch, but
it sounds like Elsa. It sounds like just like Elsa, but in a more boring version.
The character I liked, but how she acted the character, I was just like, no, you suck. Go
yeah, it worked at first because it played into the spoiled starlet role, but then you started to realize a few episodes in, like, oh, this girl, when she had to actually emote some emotions or whatever.
Right. And a lot of bullshit, too. Like, wow, you got killed by a guy that you love or whatever, and he choked you out. No effect. You could have just used fire or too much use telekinesis. Oh, no. You just let someone choke you out. Never mind.
I don't even remember any of that, and because I blocked it out, and I don't want to remember it.
I remember it, and I blame you for it.
Make it go away. Make it stop. So Jimmy has no hands, man. Well, at least he's still got his Jimmy, right?
He's like Edward Scissorhands.
Have no hands.
Also, what about the twins? We need to talk about them, because I don't really care about them either.
Nothing much happened. They're still in love with Jimmy, and I mean, they gave money.
Really?
They gave money, and that's it.
Really? They're still in love with...
Last week, not this week.
Well, no, I'm just saying. This week they gave Emma Roberts' character the money to bail Jimmy out.
I thought that was last week.
No, that was today.
No, that was this time. Last week she took her clothes off and said, "Have sexy to me."
Yeah.
Yeah. And he refused. I said, dude, really? Really? That's called free sex, dude. Really? I'm just being honest. That's free sex.
Well, all you're getting is two mouths, so I mean, and you can't
Hey,
really get a
hey.
blowjob from two girls at once.
Oh, yes, you
Not one
can.
that would be. You can, but I've seen those things in the pornography, and they don't look appealing. It's just like it looks more fun for the girls, which hey, that's fun too, I guess. But what I'm saying is, it seems as if it defeats the purpose of the act of, or it's more like posturing. It's like I'm putting my lips.
Oh, Todd.
Yes.
You have no imagination.
That's what it is, though. It is. It's imagination. It's like make believe. It's like living out a porn fantasy.
Hey, that's like, hey, I'm already good by that. Like, hey, I'm not mad. I'm not mad at all. That's cool by me. God, I'm awful.
Yeah, I guess I wouldn't say no either. I'm just saying, I wouldn't.
I know, but
I
the
wouldn't go
reason
out
for it-
seeking a blowjob from two girls at once. I wouldn't. It would just.
wow,
It doesn't seem like something I need to experience in my life.
you disappoint me so much.
You disappoint humanity, Isaiah. So it's
That's
okay.
the point. That's the point.
Jeez.
That's why I'm called a Cenobite. I don't. Yeah, Todd said I'm a Cenobite. Oh God.
Yeah, I lost myself. I was jogging through my memory banks to see if that had ever happened, and I'm like the thousandfold positive it didn't happen. But I
But
forgot
that
everything we're
took
talking
you a
about
while
while trying to think about
through.
it.
It
Well,
did.
I gotta think. I did a lot of weird shit, man.
Wow.
I've heard a few of the stories. So
They're all lies.
No, they're not. They're all telling the truth.
They're all filthy lies from filthy liars. But anyway, so what else do we have before we go into wild speculations?
Nothing.
did we see Seal?
All right, so who wants
Celia?
we didn't
Seal?
see. We didn't see Seal Hands and the girl that he's with that's got the tattoos all over her face now.
Oh, we did see Seal
She
Hands.
wasn't
He
in
was
it,
there.
but he was.
Right.
He was there.
Oh.
I
But
know.
not her. And he he literally just passed by the screen.
Like, hey, how you
Um,
doing? He's like a fart in the wind. Just a fart.
Yeah, it was such a pepper-intensive episode that we forgot all about Jimmy's hands. That's how strong the pepper material was.
Yeah, we really care about
remembered.
Jimmy.
I just didn't bring it up until because I was trying to see when we were gonna go to that scene. I remember. Don't you
Oh,
trust
I forgot. I've completely forgot. But all right. So who wants to go first and speculate while I look at our return date?
Ladies, go first.
I pretty much said what I speculated. Well, but I speculated that for next season. But I think that Elsa is going to make some kind of getaway. Maybe she's realizing that it's kind of her fault that all the freaks are getting killed. So maybe she leaves so she doesn't have to see it anymore and feel guilty anymore.
Right.
I think Dell is going to finally be found out because Emma took Triple Boobs to that museum and they got Ma Petite because Strongman killed her
Right.
for Emma's co-worker guy. So, I think that Dell's going to get caught for that. I think that Jimmy's going to finally get out, but I have no idea I think they're going to do something with his hand, like the fact that his hands are gone, but I don't know what. Like, I don't think they're going to give him hooks or something stupid like that.
They're making him prosthetic.
He's probably out of the freak show at this point.
Oh,
They're
you
making
think
him
he's not going to be back? You think he's just going to stay in jail?
No, he'll get out, but
one way or another.
like I don't know. There's no place for him in the freak show, and like he'll be on the show, I think, but he's no longer a freak. And when NPH comes, I don't
Well,
think he's.
He's still a freak because now he's a dude with no hands.
Right.
You know what?
Fine.
I'm gonna hold my answer, and I'm gonna make that part of my speculation when I go. So just keep going. I'm gonna reserve.
I'm hoping that they do more with Seal Boy and the chick with the tattooed face. Um, it would be nice to see like maybe the two of them have a kid, and um, then in the future, like they can show sometime in the future, like they did with Pepper. They can show sometime in the future, and maybe it can be like the trials and tribulations of these two weird-looking people, and they have this quote-unquote average kid, and like what all the kid goes through from having two freaks as parents or whatever.
Well, she's not really a freak,
That
though.
sounds like an ABC after-school special.
She is a freak now because of all the tattoos,
But she was made a freak. She's not born a freak, though.
but she's still a freak now.
Yeah, but it won't affect her genetics.
Right, that's what I'm saying. The kid would be born normal, but since the kid's parents both look freaky, the kids have issues like in school and whatnot.
I got confused that, like, look is different from, like, actually being the same.
All right, let's. Oh, there's my microphone. I forgot. All right, let's not. Actually, we don't know if the mic. Oh, so eccentric being has joined us just in time for wild speculations. I was trying to figure out if your mic was working. I see it is.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello. I'm late, but I'm back.
We don't
I'm
care.
here.
You're good.
Yes.
Had to get her schooling on, y'all.
Hey, now school can wait. Okay, it can wait.
Yeah,
Alright.
school.
So
Please,
what did I
school.
miss, y'all? Tell me what I
Everything.
Did you?
Everything.
missed.
But did you see the episode or so?
Yes, I did.
Oh, okay.
I watched it.
So what did you think?
I thought it was nice. Like how, make sure this is the right episode because I had to watch a lot. But the one where Pepper, the origin of Pepper, and like how Elsa met Pepper, and how that was her first monster. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was nice. I thought it was really nice, and it made me see a different side of Pepper because I didn't watch the second.
Asylum, yeah.
Thank you. I didn't watch the second season, so I mean I knew of Pepper, but I didn't know like what was the thing about her until y'all were talking about it throughout our discussions. So I like seeing that about her. You know, she was, you know, her how Elsa did love her. Like now I know Elsa can love really for real, because I sincerely believe she loved even she called her monster, but she loved Pepper and she loved Ma Petite and did, you know, and then got salty for Pepper so she can have a man and, you know, have a baby like a you know. So I thought
Which, by the way, all along I thought that was her brother.
Yeah, I always thought they were siblings.
Mhm. Come to find out, nope, that's her man.
I didn't know.
That's her boo.
Okay, thank you, Amy, so much. Thank you.
You're welcome.
But yeah, I thought, and then what else happened? Yeah.
The whole thing with how she ended up in the asylum.
Yeah.
Right. That how they connected that, because I remember Todd was wondering how they're gonna connect it.
Right.
Right.
And how they're gonna connect the slime, because we remember her from that, how they connected. So I thought that was interesting. I didn't like that sister. Thought she was a sloshy mother truck, but the moment I saw her,
Yep.
I was like, what's wrong with her? She's just a
That's
hot
right. You
mess.
haven't seen her before. I keep on forgetting that.
Yeah,
we
I
have
was like,
sister.
Yeah, I love that system for other reasons.
You know, there was another little underlying social commentary in that, because some of the most evil are the apathetic, and that's what she was. She was the apathetic, you know.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, she probably only took care of her sister because she felt like she had to, and then when she turned 18, she was like, okay, well, gotta go. And then, like, when Elsa comes here, Elsa strong arms her, I feel, to take care of your sister. She's back, and then, you know, she's in her whoopee state. She's like, fine, I'll do this. Like, she's doing a burden for her. This is your blood, even though you may be deformed, or she may be, you know, not look like a normal human. She's still your sister, and you know that. And I feel like there's a little bit of love because she's like, I can't kill my sister, you know. But at the same time, she did still dirty. It's not enough that she did her dirty. And then I don't understand why they had kids when she drinks. That makes no sense. That's why that kid came out crazy. Plus the genes she got. That was probably why Lucas came out. However Lucas came out, we didn't even see the baby, so we don't even know what it looks like.
It was probably drinking.
It was alcohol thing.
Because remember, she said that she didn't even know she was pregnant. Her stomach hurt all of a sudden, and then the baby was born. So she drank all through the pregnancy.
And she's trying to blame. I think it's mostly her being alcoholic. I really do think, because I know there's plenty of babies who come out crazy, and people are like, oh no, it's because she drinks too much. She didn't know she was pregnant. Like Emmy said, she didn't know she was pregnant until she went to the doctor thinking it's pains and she's having a baby.
Actually, also is right, and that's why, again, this is just I learned from class itself that people who drink while having like a child, that child will have some type of disability, like it might have Down syndrome, may have this or that due to the parents' own fault and neglect. So this was pretty much proven, and actually, this was kind of sad too. The child was already pretty much doomed thanks to its mother and father. So it was kind of fucked up.
Both of them are nuts.
Yeah, they're not right.
They're evil. They're evil.
They ruined two people's life. They killed their own son because she didn't bond it with him. He didn't like having a deformed baby. And then twisted it, flipped it on Pepper, and made Pepper look like she was messed up. But grace to goodness, you know, maybe because her purest soul, or she's so innocent with it, that like the nun gave her grief and like didn't shun her to some. I guess that asylum is really crazy from what I'm looking at. It looks like
it is,
because she was gonna be in some mess, but then she saw her face. Like, is that remorse I see in your eyes? Okay, well I'm not gonna take you here. You can go sort books. I was like, okay, it's not easy.
We know her very well though.
Yeah, we know her. Her character was in the other show. Was in Asylum.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she was actually sexy, due to other reasons.
Yeah, I gotta say, I never thought so. In all the different roles she's played on the show, especially in Coven, I thought she was horrible looking in Coven. But for some reason, something in Asylum. But all right, that brings us to the end of that. So what were you gonna say?
She's the crazy one who lived out in the woods, and then she's dancing around with the shawl.
Yeah.
She loves Stevie Nicks. Stevie Nicks is her goddess, her witch goddess. I
didn't like the whole Stevie Nicks thing, though. I didn't
like it either.
They should have had her on the show, but not playing herself.
Yeah, like
I didn't love that too much, but I don't want to talk about the Coven ever again.
Me either. I want to talk about it.
If it hurts me so bad, I know some people love it, but
why do they love it? Why?
I don't know. Ask these guys. I think they love it. But let's not go off. Let's get back to speculations.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Emmy, you finished your speculation, right?
Yes.
Oh, so you want to do another one? We're going ladies first.
Okay, Danny needs to
coming up.
freaking die. They need to get him. Just because he got money don't mean nothing. I understand it's the 50s, whatever, but please. There got to be someone up in Jupiter, Florida that can come and catch this mofo. Whether it be himself, hopefully Twisty can come back and out him. I don't know. Something.
Hey, you just said it too. It's in Florida. They let killers go all the time.
Gosh, he just like, and that one scene when Danny's like naked, bathe with me, come bathe with me like we used to when we were kids in our blood.
You know you were checking out that booty, so.
It was okay, but.
You have to answer that. It's fine. You have to answer it.
Checking out that look, he was like.
Isaiah's like, don't say it. Don't say it.
But actually, I ain't trying to put the booty.
Exactly. Thank you.
But I know he's fit. You can tell from the out back. But with the whole character, it was a mess. And he's like, and then I was surprised that cop shot him, but I was like, I could see it happening. It's money, and it's like a black person. I'm sorry. That's how I kind of felt.
Well, it was Precious too, so it's like, okay, we need more food for the set, so let's kill Precious. Yeah, let's do that.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
$1 million back then. $1 million back then was a lot.
A lot of money.
Yeah.
That's true, but
Can you believe that nowadays, apparently, $1 million won't even, get you through your lifetime?
Nope.
yep,
That's sad too.
a nice billion would.
Yeah, it's
Well,
just.
not, oh, a billion. You can spend that. You can spend that too, very fast.
Well, can I
A
get it?
trillion. Yeah.
Only
Did you
7
see
people
the
got.
previews, Oso?
Yeah, I saw. Yes, because I know it's coming out. The next episode will be back on the 7th. I saw and
Yes, January
don't
7th.
tell me, Doogie Howser on it.
Yes. They didn't see it. Just so you know, they didn't see the preview, so I didn't tell them everything
Oh,
that's
okay.
coming.
Okay.
But tell me he doesn't look like potentially
Like really good.
really, really good. Like I want to say even cooler
Oh
than
yeah.
Twisty was.
But I think it's gonna be more episodes towards it, but it looked good because it's like the game that's changed significantly, and it looks like, especially with Doogie Howser. I'm sorry, I know his name, but that's what comes out to mind.
I
Y'all
still
know.
call him
So
Doogie. He's gonna be Doogie forever.
Yep.
okay.
He'll be number 2.
So he's in it, and then the whole thing now is coming like a love quadrilateral because you got Dot and Bet, they're 2 people, and then you got Doogie Howser and Dandy worrying about him. He says, he's gonna take my women away from me. They're gonna take them away from me.
Wow.
And then I think he asked, and then I'm sorry, there's more to it. I don't want to give it all away because they didn't see it, right, Todd?
Yeah. They're gonna wait until
I was
January 7th.
You tell me. I don't care. Tell me.
I don't know what's wrong with them.
Really? It's because I'm black. Ain't that about
No, maybe there's some people in the audience who also don't want to know. So maybe.
Hey, that's their.
I'll leave
their
it at
problem.
that. A
I
lot
don't
of
know
blood.
why.
There's a love quadrilateral going on in the midst of it, and more killing.
Girl, you know I'm bad at math. What's a quadrilateral? How many sides?
It's
It's
an
just
angle.
smart.
It's squares. It's four sides.
Wow. See, this is why I go to her for math.
I
She's
thought
very smart.
quad was 4, but I just wanted to check.
No, you're good.
So you were saying something. You just said you gave a hint about that. You were saying something like Dandy was gonna be like, "Oh, don't be stealing my women."
Yeah.
And that's interesting because
Yeah.
this whole season, I've kind of wondered if Dandy was bi.
I thought he was asexual before he started liking Dot and Bet.
I've thought that he was bi. So
Well,
once we heard that Neil Patrick Harris was coming on, I was wondering if there was going to be something with Dandy and Neil Patrick Harris because I had no idea what kind of character.
Burning the. Listen, gay is okay, but
Yeah.
I don't want to see Doogie Howser making sex to Dandy. I'm sorry, I don't
Right.
want to
No,
see it.
so-
I will shut it off.
It would be hot.
Also, to explain more things about Dandy
No.
himself, when you guys say he was like, if he's dealing with a guy or a woman, he doesn't. Well, for his character, his mindset, he doesn't really care about the opposite sex or the same sex. He's an anarchist. Well, he has family mammy, but he's an anarchist. He's a person who drives for chaos and all that. He wants power. He wants control. So it doesn't really matter who he's with. As long as he has that power and control, he just wants that. That's why he said, "Don't take my women." He says you're taking away his control from that woman. So he doesn't really care about them sexually and or romantic. He's just someone with that power and leadership, well, power and pretty much that control over one person.
Money, power,
I
and
still think
respect.
he's asexual.
I think it's more dependency than control, and I definitely think he's asexual. I don't think he has any.
Thank you, because
Naughty
you don't
thoughts.
give me any sexual I like it gives me, especially from episode 1 to 5. He gave me he wants love, but not like that. He wants something, and
He wants a mother's love.
Exactly. He wanted power, and he wanted
Well, he killed his
control, and all like you were saying. He killed his mom, but he wants some. Yeah. I just think, yeah, he did kill his mom, but he wanted that power more. Once he found the taste of killing, he got that. He wanted that more, and he didn't think of his mom as his loving mother. He really didn't think of her like that ever since he was 7, when he called for his mom when he was sick, and she never came in. But
Yeah.
Tyler Bell's character came in, so.
Yep. We all remember that so well. That's how you create monsters, folks. Don't love your
Now
children. That's how you create monsters.
he's on a
Yeah.
killing spree now. Dang, all the women swimming in there like fishes in a bloody pool. Mm-mm.
That was kind of funny though.
I was like, oh.
I have to admit that.
Well, I'm gonna put my money down and say there will be no Dandy and Neil Patrick Harris romance.
What if they
Thank
touch
God.
each other in the face lightly?
I'm gonna say it's not.
That sounds so.
I don't see it.
It sounds so dirty. It just sounds so dirty. I don't know why, but it sounds really dirty.
And there's some like what's that slow song from
Let's get on.
Elton John? And they're touching each other, looking
Let's
each other
get
in the face.
Candle and
With the Benny and the Jets. No, I'm joking.
Wow.
no, it's going to be
Wow.
Free by Silk. Let me lift you up and
I'm just gonna shake my head to everything everybody says right now.
let me play with your
I
mind.
get so
Feel like
I at least speak. I lose.
Oh Lord, they're singing now.
it takes a hold of me.
And I...
This is who we are now. This
Yep,
is what we've
unfortunately.
become.
Oh, so when
We're
I'm
just a bunch of
starting
singers.
a new channel, it's going to be karaoke. It's going to be me and Oso. We're just going to be
Oh,
singing.
Lord.
Y'all going to love it.
Oh, the
Saturday,
greatest.
I would.
If you
I
told me
would-
it was Isaiah and Charles singing karaoke, I would have so been there.
Oh
There's
God.
going to be special guest stars. Don't worry. We're going to have
What? Why me?
Why you wouldn't be there if it was us?
Whedon's going to be on there.
Okay,
He's
that's
going to be like, if you like it, then you should have put a ring on it. Can you imagine Whedon doing this?
Mm.
Yes,
I
pretty
can.
much.
Oh, I can.
I can too.
It's
I
all
can.
Whedon.
Yeah, it's a
Well,
shame he's not here.
Charles likes to leave his webcam on after the hangout sometimes on that when he doesn't like to do it. It's an accident. But yeah, we've caught him doing that quite often. Exactly
Yeah,
that. It's
we
weird that you
have.
said that. It's weird. It's totally weird.
What?
It's weird.
Did he actually fall asleep one time?
No,
Yes.
I don't think we've.
Yeah.
Has somebody
Okay.
fall asleep here in this show?
Yes,
Oh, yeah,
yes.
Isaiah.
I'm about to fall asleep.
No, he has.
Don't fall asleep.
No. Whitney has fallen asleep, but he was zoning out because he was lost interest in the whole hangout. I know. I was there.
Oh.
I was there. He lost interest. He fell asleep.
All right, enough Whedon bashing.
Heart.
Yeah.
Isaiah, did you have a speculation?
Yes. Okay. Now my speculation is 10 times better. Well,
And
not
then
better.
we'll go
Oso,
back to
but 10
Whedon
times better
bashing.
than Emmy. Yes, then we do that too. It's more better than Taz and Emmys. Not Oso. Anyways, so here it is, folks. Here it is. Here it is. So Dandy is going to have a killing spree again, but however, he's going to notice the twins right there. Like, wait a minute, I want you to be mine. Well, we love Jimmy. What? And then you're going to see Edward Scissorhands. It's going to be like, yeah, it's going to be awesome. Edward Scissorhands, folks. He's coming back, folks. He's coming back.
So you think Edward Scissorhands is going to be in the episode?
What?
Yeah, because Jimmy has no hands.
confused.
So he needs hands, right? And Edward Scissorhands has hands of scissors. So you made me think like, maybe.
So
He might need that
Mind-blowing.
revenge, though.
So Danny's going to get himself some
Yeah.
hands made out of scissors, is what you're saying?
No, Jimmy's gonna have his hands made out of
You
scissors.
really did get us, Isaiah. You sure did get us with the best.
No.
So he
See,
just
this
gonna
is
find
something
it
new and
himself.
original.
He's gonna grab two scissors and just be like this.
He's going to just tie them onto his wrists. He's going to be like this.
Ooh, get him.
He's going to be like,
Exactly.
yo,
No, I want to know
That's
what.
cheap too. That's cheap way.
get my scissors
I
on the...
want to know. Did he actually just let him chop his hands off for him to get a lawyer? How can he function?
That's a good question. That's a really
I
good
want
question.
to know, how did he get his hands? Are they real hands, or is it the fake chupacabra like he did in the first episode, second episode?
No, that's...
Nope.
I think it's really his hands because remember he visited him in jail and he was like, "You gotta help me get out." And then so he leaves and then he comes back and he like waggles his hand in there and he's like, "I have an idea of how you might be able to do this."
You say he waggles
man.
his hand?
Yes. Kind of like he waggled his penis at that guy in the hotel the other week.
Or when that man
also,
waggled his penis in front of the strong man, trying to punch.
Yes.
What's wrong with you? Ah.
That's what I was gonna say. When he waggled his penis at Dell, that was the noise made during
And then
that
that
scene.
pumping, I was like, ugh.
But no, hold up. But also,
Yeah.
how much do you want to bet that both Todd and Isaiah, as soon as they were like, oh yeah, I gotta go, hangout's gotta be done, gotta go. How much you want to bet? As soon as they turned their cameras off, they pulled them pants down and were like, can I make that stand on my leg?
Hey, to be fair, I can do that by myself.
Well, I don't think
yeah.
Todd will. I think he's going straight to sleep. But I said, I hope not. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hey.
I'm not saying.
Isaiah was.
I'm not saying you do, Isaiah. I don't know. I ain't there.
Hey, it's okay. It's okay, folks, because I know Amy also wants to know. It's like, hey, okay, that's cool. I don't do it, but hey, if you want me to do it, if you want me to.
Charles wants to know. Just messaged. He just messaged, the hangout finally got good. That's what he said.
Did we get any questions or comments from the audience? I don't know where to find that.
So you,
Are you
it's
the
the app,
only one
though.
to see it,
I
Todd?
didn't open it. Let's see.
I opened
You
it.
showed me. You showed me
Nothing
failing.
Nothing
No,
really
it doesn't
happened.
look like there were any
Nothing.
questions today.
Oh, is it the showcase?
Okay.
Thank God.
The showcase.
No, because it's an app. It's an app.
It's the Q&A thing.
Oh, okay. Ask your audience just. Okay, yeah. Why y'all didn't send in questions?
Well,
Thank God.
since there's no audience questions, and on the notes of flapping penises, does anyone have anything else to say? Because we've passed our time by a half an hour, and I'm going to get firmly.
But we started.
assaulted.
We started.
We
late.
did. We did.
That's
We
my
did.
fault. No.
It is.
I have to
It's
say
not. It's not.
that I think that when I'm up there visiting Phil and you, we need to watch the season over again.
What? Why would you let them do that? Why?
I'm going.
Half of my brain is saying what Isaiah is saying because I'm scarred from Coven and the end of
Okay.
Asylum. But then another half of my brain is saying, hey, that's a good idea.
Oh, well, I think just the season, but we can start from the very beginning. We can start.
Oh no! Oh no!
No.
Oh no! That won't happen.
No.
I'm talking about just Freak Show.
I'm never ever going back. I might go back to Asylum, maybe once
Asylum.
in the future. Far.
I'm gonna have to watch it.
Because the Coven's not bad. Coven's terrible, like hell. Oh.
I want.
I don't know that I could. Did I ever watch Coven again? I might, maybe like 10 years from now when I get nostalgic. But
Not even then.
yeah, you're probably
Not
right.
even that. No. Hell
No,
no.
but I think we
I
should
want-
watch
no.
Freak Show over again. Because so much has happened that I think it would be neat to watch it again and kind of see how everything has progressed. That's why I like watching shows. Like, I find a lot of stuff on Netflix and I watch the entire series all at once, like throughout a couple weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And then I know everything that happened all in a short time span. Because it's like so many things happen that you forget.
Well,
Right.
I'll say it sounds like a lovely idea. However, I will not commit to anything.
Yeah, it's pretty much you. It's pretty much you all over. Just like
I
we do.
will not
You never
commit.
commit to anything.
I'm going to bring a whole bunch of sugar to feed to your minis. They're going to be hyper.
Nope.
Oh Lord.
And on that note, damn it, going from flappy penises to this. Anybody else have anything else?
Anything else?
No. I got
What was
nothing.
that line you like? What that man said? He said, "You're a nice little boy. Now come suck my cock." Something like that.
Oh! I had that in Google Keep list while I looked it up.
Suck my cock.
If I still have it. I bet-
Oh, wait, you know what? I could actually, hold on. Oh
Here
no,
it
I
is.
got that to the soundboard. Oh, you.
Of course you do, you sweet innocent boy. Now get over here and suck my cock.
Pretty much. That
Oh,
was
so that was a dramatic reenactment. I thought you were going to
I don't have
I
one.
thought you had an audio link.
Oh.
I'll jump on your ass and I'll flatten you like a cracker.
somehow I believe that.
That's what the big girl said. We didn't see her this episode either, did we?
Thank God.
Who?
Big girl.
I thought that was not even. I thought that wasn't even her. I thought it was like padding. Then I was like,
I kind of think there's some padding on that actress. I mean, I think she's a big girl, but I think they make her larger.
Oh yeah, that girl.
Yeah.
They do because I think I've seen her in one of the behind the scenes things.
I don't know if I like her acting because she's like, no, Jimmy, is this true? Oh, I like react.
Acting's terrible.
Tastes like a lemon lime lollipop.
She's drunk.
Oh God.
I don't want to have no drunken dude. This is disturbing. It's like no.
I'm
react.
shaking my head again.
Oh, come
I
on,
know.
Todd.
Let's have to deal with him.
You know you were jealous of Jimmy when he was in the tent with her and he had her like this. And
Hey, now I'm not jealous. I'm good.
Every man's dream is to find that woman he could feed pudding to.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
And on that note, flabby penises.
Yes.
That's it. We're done, folks. We're gonna be back next year, January 7th. The show returns. January 8th, we return. And any last words?
have a happy holiday.
Fire Toad. That was my last
Happy
words.
holidays.
Hanukkah.
Hanukkah to you and you and you and you. Okay.
Happy Christmas, Hanukkah.
Happy St. Day.
Oh,
Happy
and thanks
St.
for the
Day.
card, Emmy. The Happy Christmas Hanukkah card.
You're welcome.
Why did you no card?
That was
That's not
sent
fair.
to the ghost of Todd Grundle.
Oh,
Her
Wow, that's
boyfriend lives in my basement, so it was kind of like a two bird, one stone.
no, I think you both your own. It was funny because when I took it to the post office to get stamps, I also had some that were going overseas. So I had to get the special, like, first-class stamps or whatever for them. And so the guy picks one of the heavier cards up, because that was one of the bigger ones. So the guy picks it up to weigh it to find out what kind of stamp I need. And he happens to look at it, and he's like, the ghost of Todd Grundle, what kind of friends do you have? And I said, I don't want to know.
Exactly.
You don't want to know.
He was the coolest guy that I have ever talked to in a post office. Because usually they're jerks. Because, you know, they deal with so many jerks that they just don't have the patience for anybody. But this guy was cool as shit. Like, if I ever need stamps, I'm going right back to that post office. Because he was...
Well, I am sure the United States Post Office appreciates your patronage.
There you go. One
And that
thing at a
does it.
time.
We're ending this on stamps. Flappy penises and stamps.